Good afternoon, everyone. This is Scott from Aquatic Growers. It's near the end of March 2020, and the world's in the middle of the COVID-19 outbreak. Everybody's been asked to have social distancing and limit their exposure to other people as much as possible. So most of us are in our homes trying to keep ourselves occupied. At the same time, I think many of us are worried about where our food's going to be coming from. Not immediately, but within the next 3 to 6 months and possibly next year, if this continues to have flare-ups throughout the future. The purpose of this video today is to show people how, with a little bit of planning, you're able to provide some food for your family with only a little bit of output and a little ingenuity. As many people may already know, I am an aquaponic farmer and a traditional organic farmer outside, located in southern Ontario, Canada. And what I want to show you right now is a small aquaponic system I have in my basement that I started for the sole purpose of starting small seedlings and then being able to transfer them into my larger system. It just gives me an opportunity to grow a couple more hundred small plants and not take up the primary space in the greenhouse. With that being said, anyone can have their own aquaponic system in their home and provide some fresh vegetables for their family within the next month or so if you were to start thinking about how to do this on your own. Aquaponics is fully scalable. You can do it in an apartment with your own small aquarium, or if you have a larger property like myself where you have some acreage, you can do it outside. It doesn't matter the environment, nor does it matter the size, providing that you follow a few simple rules of not overloading the fish tank and really providing the necessities of life for what is your fertilizer source in aquaponics, which are these fish. So let me just back up a bit and show you what I have here. This is a 65-gallon aquarium. Many people have aquariums that they're not using, or they have aquariums with a few fish and they have to do water changes on them. Think of aquaponics as an aquarium or a fish tank that you never have to do a water change on. So let me show you how small my system is and the basic functions of how aquaponics work, so you can start to think about how to provide some fresh vegetables for your own family during these isolation times and possible food shortages in the future. I have 5 fish in a 65-gallon aquarium. The entire water capacity that I have in this small system ranges between 120 to 130 gallons. The 65-gallon aquarium sits on a 2x4 frame, which sits on my basement floor, concrete basement floor. Above that aquarium, I do have the lights turned off just for video purposes. That plywood section up there is a 25-gallon growing trough where more small plants are. And to the right of that, sitting on top of that other 2x4 bench, is a 50-gallon stock tank that you can get at any farm supply store. Aquaponics is the combination of fish farming and hydroponics. Fish produce the waste for the plants to grow. They produce the micronutrients and the macronutrients. So, feed the fish, fish produce waste. Waste goes into the water column. The water column, the water itself dissolves the fish waste, and then bacteria, through multiple processes, transfer the fish waste into nitrate. Other waste products that the fish excrete also go to aid in the plant's growth. The plant's roots, which you can see in that aquarium, uptake the nutrients out of the water, and the nutrients to the plants are essentially the waste to the fish. And as the plants uptake that nutrient, they're essentially cleaning the water, making it hospitable for the fish to continue to grow. If you're curious what these fish are part of the sunfish family, and the name of them are pumpkin seed. They are a cousin to bluegills. Sunfish family are native to North America, and these particular fish, the pumpkin seed, are native to the Great Lakes area of southern Canada and northern United States. They've probably been transferred to other parts of North America, but they're native to the Great Lakes Basin area. If you were to try to have your plants growing in this aquarium and you had tilapia or another omnivore fish, those roots would be eaten by all of the fish. So you have to be particular when you are selecting the plants and the fish combination. In the bottom left hand corner of this aquarium is a small aquarium water pump. The water pump I have on a timer. It operates for half an hour cycle within a 2-hour period. I want a nice continuous flow of nutrients from this fish tank up into the other two plant troughs, so the plants have sufficient nutrients and the fish are not going to constantly sit in an aquarium of their own waste. So let me show you how the functionality of this works. So above the aquarium, as I said, is another small grow trough. I'll turn the lights on once we get here. There you go. The hose of that aquarium pump comes out here, fills this tank up. This tank is about 5.5 feet long. It's only 4 inches deep in water. On the other end is an outlet. The water comes in this tank, and obviously as it gets high enough, it flows out that outlet. These little plants have been planted for a week, and the larger plants to the right of them have been in here for 5 weeks. I have already removed all the larger plants from this growing raft into my other system. I need to relocate those plants very soon because they're going to start to overcrowd if they haven't already done so. So as the water comes in this growing trough, it exits that overflow, and it flows down into this 50-gallon stock tank. Flows down that elbow, down the grate pipe to the bottom of the stock tank, and as it gets full enough, it goes out that outlet. It comes out that outlet, and it will flow down to the aquarium again. I'm just going to remove this aluminum so you can see the plumbing and the plants that are currently growing in here. It comes out of the 50-gallon stock tank, down that white pipe, down the elbow, and into the aquarium. Here are the plants that are currently in this small aquarium. The lettuces at the rear are about 6 inches tall, and these mustard greens are about the same height. So I'll get this cover back on, make it bright enough to see, but not too bright to blind you guys. Everything is controlled by the flow of the water pump. So it's a good idea to have a valve on the water pump so you can increase or decrease any of the necessary flow. You don't want anything overflowing, obviously. I have shown you, I think there's approximately 135 plants. Those 135 plants have only been growing in here for 6 to 7 weeks. This is a completely new system. These are 5 fish I have removed from my larger aquaponics system. And by feeding them twice a day, only what they will eat, you don't want to force feed them, they are able to produce enough food for the plants to make them grow to the height that you've already seen. And like I said, the one trough I showed you above was full of plants that were all 2 to 3 inches tall that I've just taken out. If you were to allow these plants to grow to their full size, there would be more produce here than you'd be able to consume. In aquaponics, you can grow any plants. Some grow better than others. Lettuces are a great plant to start with. Mustard greens are another great plant to start with. They do not require a lot of nutrients to grow. If you're going to grow tomatoes and cucumbers, they need a lot more nutrients, and you may have to put some additives into the water. It does depend on what dissolved nutrients are already in your water when you start to fill up your aquariums. There's a lot of information online regarding aquaponics. This is a small video just to give people an idea and to get them thinking about how they can maybe start to grow some food for themselves going forward in the times that we're living in right now. I am fortunate where I have the knowledge and a lot of the equipment to do this. You can start this with your own 25-gallon aquarium. Providing you have plants or seeds to some plants and you have fish that are not going to consume the roots, you can start this just like I have here. Just remember, if you're going to do it, you don't ever do any water changes. The plants are doing the water change for you. You can eat well. Oh, there goes the pump right there. You can eat well. You know what's on the plants. It shouldn't be anything. You don't have any pesticides or sprays on it. And it gives you a sense of satisfaction. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, aquaticgrowers@gmail.com. And you can also send any questions through the YouTube video that you're watching right now. Take care and be well.